and you mentioned the Bloodlust just on the Klingster Arc Warden. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Ogre Mantle. I don't think Bloodlust is a good enough buff to really warrant picking up one of those heroes if it doesn't fit into the rest of the draft very well.
It's not necessarily for the buff as much as it is just the run in the lane and make space and right for those heroes to farm. Because one of the things that they struggle on a lot. Whoa, that means we're gonna see the off lane Ogre again, I think.
All right. 4 Azumas running it this time. Or we could even see Skywrath Mage run into the mid lane. That's possible.
So there's some question marks here. Skywrath, Ogre, and Shaker all can be ran in the core position. Typically, Shaker, you don't see it as much, especially when you have the Morphling already. But
yeah.
Ogre and Skywrath, you can run them as cores. It's not as common.
I see Pop-Tart in the chat. I actually shot him a message this morning trying to get him to replace Jerry.
I'm sorry, Pop-Tart. Honestly, I would love to replace Jerry if I'm being clear. That guy needs to go. Get him out of here. There's your Lina mid. You were right. Well done, Neph. Just too big brained here.
Yeah, Leo's style is pretty good on Lina as well. Again, it makes sense. Elder Titan is a great save for heroes that like to sit on the back lines. We saw that tons. God, it was Arkosh against
10 seconds remain.
Open ball Jaguares. I keep on wanting to call them spirits. It was Arkosh against Jaguares. They kept on trying to jump onto the back line there, and Nuage's on the Elder Titan kept on getting the disengage there, just completely shutting down. Even that snowball, it was hilarious. Just like 4 heroes getting stomped out.
So good. That's where the asleep and meme came from, right? Gotta love it.
Yeah.
So they banned Invoker. So they're kind of anticipating this to be a Sammy Boy Morphling, or they're just afraid of Quinn Invoker, or I'm sorry, Gunner Invoker no matter what. So they kind of want to try and force it into his hands. But the Morphling into Lina mid is really rough. Like you pointed this out, it's not a good lane matchup. Favors Lina really well. So they may have to move this Morphling to the side lane, and maybe we'll be seeing the Skywrath mid. But that doesn't really seem like a Gunner hero to me. The thing is, I'm looking at this draft and I'm like, I could see Brax playing Ogre, right? The guy plays weird stuff all the time. Why not just put him on Ogre? That's how I'm viewing this.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I think you could put Brax on basically anything, and you'll find a way to have an impact in the game. Just a very cool, calm, collected player, if you would.
Yep. I'll be honest, Mango Loco is just so dang good. I'm not even being paid to say that. It just really is. Big fan of that flavor. Well done, Monster.
Mm-hmm. Question for you,
yes,
Ricky.
I like answering.
Christmas decorations you have in your background?
Yes.
Interesting. I thought somebody was talking to me when they said Christmas decorations, and I'm like, well, I've got blinds and
I got a tiny Christmas tree, some garland, and like a snowy blanket set up on the top shelf. And then my Christmas tree has a Monster Energy tree topper. Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling a little bit lackluster in comparison. Then I was supposed to have somebody come over and assist with putting together some things, but socially distanced, of course. But they ended up getting back to me 3 days after they were supposed to stop by, saying, "Okay, I'm alive," and I'm happy for them, but it doesn't really solve my problem. Oh, we got Slacks and Troy Dota in the chat. Another one of those Twitch chat town drunks.
Yeah, one of them.
Much like drunks. Duchess.
Yeah. I really like this last pick Axe here because it is incredibly strong against the Morphling, right? You now have 2 really good counters coming out from Thunder Predator here, and based on the 4 Zoomers draft, if you're Thunder Predator here, just like, okay, we just need to kill Morphling, and then they have no damage. That seems pretty easy, right? So they just hard counter him out with all of these picks here, and you're in a situation on 4 Zoomers where you have to respond with some sort of solid counter here. Apparently Sven was still in the pool.
I mean, it's a solid hero, not necessarily a counter, but definitely a solid hero.
Yeah. Well, he's got Bloodlust, so it's a little scary. Wow. Sometimes you forget Sven's in the pool, and it happens.
No, obviously not Zoomers. Remember, they still have access to that hero. This should be a good one. I mean, if there's one hero that faces Void, he's going to struggle with, it's going to be The Sven. It's rare to see Morphling and Sven on the same team, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. If it's going to be on a team, it's definitely the four Zoomers, whereas they run the Morphling in the mid lane usually. And they've even tried running the Sven off lane, but Sven off lane has not been super successful. The only scenario in which I've seen it be successful is in OG's hand, having Seb play it. So not an NA scenario in any means whatsoever.
Oh, we'll see how this one goes. I'm excited for this match. I'm ready to see Leo style stomp your boys here, Ricky.
Oh my gosh, Neph. Woo! I love it. That's how we're going to start today off. Grind him into a paste. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, this is going to be a really fun series. I do have to give the draft to Thunder Predator, though. It's four Zoomers doing something weird here with the core shaker, which, you know, it's going to probably struggle a little bit here against the Faceless Void in the first two levels. After that, though, this is going to be a pretty good lane. The reason being is they have more than 2 seconds of lockdown, especially once you factor in the silence from Skywrath Mage if they pick that up early. So you won't be able to time walk off like these enchant totem nukes or fissure or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really is going to come down to MJZ on the Titan to see if he can, you know, create space for him in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. On the other hand, it is very difficult for Earthshaker to play into this Faceless Void lane. I mean, to be honest with you, he's going to use the Enchant Totem and hit him, and like that's your play on Earthshaker. You're going to time walk off all of that damage every single time.
Well, until, like I said, about level 3. Once he has, you know, a couple levels, and if Skywrath Mage picks up, you know, Ancient Seal, it's a 3-second stun, so you can't time walk anything, right? Or stun. It's 3-second silence. So, wow. The tips, the nightmare noises. I love it. This is how we wanted to start today. Oh, Morphling. Guess what? Guess what?
What? Oh, we're looking at him from...
We got
there
him!
he is.
Thank you,
We
Gunner,
got
for
him,
the
ladies
taunt.
and gentlemen.
Valve exposed. Thank you so much.
Oh my god, these lazy guys. Can't even replace one model with another. Just teleports it beneath the map.
I love the four Zoomers logos from underneath the map, though. It looks quite nice.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. It looks like N for Neph.
Yeah, it does. N for Neph. You're right. Or,
That's not an N, no matter how I put it.
yeah, I was like, wait a minute. There's no way to do that.
It's a backwards N.
It's a backwards N.
Look, they're big fans. They've told me themselves. No, but I think they're fans of you, Ricky. Sammy Boy, he was willing to stall out in this lobby.
He said his house was on fire, apparently.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. It's always nice when the players start to warm up to you as a caster.
You gotta love it. All right. You want to introduce the boys on Thunder Predator?
Absolutely. All right. Here we got MJZ playing the Elder Titan, one of his specialties, of course. Every hero being his specialty. Then we got Sladen here on the Marana. With Boots first, just moving around the map, trying to throw out secret arrows, I suppose, and play with the creep wave a little bit. Leo Style, the man, the myth, the legend, the best mid out of South America. Interested in seeing what he's going to accomplish here on the Lina, which is a hero that's been banned out the majority of these games in the tournament. So, showcasing what this hero can do. MNZ, the position 1 player on Thunder Predator, known and loved for playing a little bit over aggressive sometimes. Even his fans could say he jumps a little bit too far forward and throws some games.
Sometimes,
And, yeah. And of course, replacing Frank now, Frank the Tank, rest in peace. We got Sacred here on the Axe, which is, I think, the first Axe game of this tournament.
It is. We have not seen it. Also likely sometimes called the Diaper Man. But we're going to see an engagement here at the top rune. Not unexpected, but a lot of damage came out from that 2-man Stormhammer, and they're chasing down Sacred. The question is, can Sammy Boy and Husky close the gap? Elder Titan just trying to beat down the Ogre. They have another... Ooh, the Spirit has expired. Can he get the kill? The Ogre Magi, one of the tankiest level 1 heroes in the game, hobbling away, but just taking so much damage still. First blood goes to Sladen.
First blood.
Would have rather had that on Leo Style or something, but still not a bad find. Sladen gonna start with a little bit of extra gold. What's he sending out himself right now? Just looks like some clarities in the Sentry Ward. and a stick, not bad. But yeah, already a good start for Thunder Predator. Like I said, my boys on TP are just gonna smash Zoomers into a pace to start today.
You know, I didn't even get a chance to introduce them. There was just so much going on. But you know what? Everyone here already knows who the 4 Zoomers are. They're a legendary team from the NA region.
I mean, you got time now. Start of the laning phase is gonna be slow and boring.
All right, all right. Speaking of slow and boring, we've got Husky playing the two-headed giant ogre Magi. In the middle lane, we're going to have Morphling being played by Gunner, one of the greatest mid laners in the world, hands down. No contest there whatsoever. This guy, absolute fiend. We've got the man with a giga brain, the calm and collected one himself. He owns his own religion, being played by Earthshaker, is going to be Brax.
I always wanted to own my own religion.
Yeah, you know, he's the founder of a religion. Imagine. Not many players can say that. Skyrath Mage being played by Ocean. Very ayaya of him. I'm a big fan. And last but not least, we've got SammyBoy.ix or IX Mike 88 in the top lane playing the worst hero of the patch, Sven.
Yeah. I like the IX Mike 88 sponsorship. Of course, Sammy Boy sponsored by IXDL, which he plays in regularly to this day. And pause coming out here on Thunder Predator Leo style. Possible he's having some lag issues. Otherwise, Gunner would be dead.
Yep.
Yeah. He's still, without a doubt. Still, Gunner sitting at to no HP. He's just going to more full agi, self himself back up, and then come back to the lane again. As you see quite often. Yeah, it is looking like he's lagging a little bit. Might have been able to kill the Morphling. Unfortunately, I didn't see it. We see the particle effect glitch again. You can see, I think you can see Morphling. His hero model is sitting in the front of the lane. His animations, the particle effects are sitting inside the lane, and his hero is beside the tower.
Oh, that's not happening for me.
Really?
Yeah, no, the particles are off slightly, but not that much. I was also looking at Gunner when it paused, so maybe that's why. Oh, but bot lane for me, Skyrath Mage is that exact scenario. His hero is like 1,000 units away from all his particle effects. I can't wait to watch these teleport. Yoink.
Out-of-body experience.
Yeah, nice out-of-body experience. That's a good way to put it. So this is what I was worried about in this bot lane here between Ocean and Earthshaker, is that this Elder Titan can just cause so much problems. Like the big chicken has 0 armor, and you're against an Elder Titan who usually has like 80 damage in the lane stage, which is not uncommon.
Mm-hmm. Elder Titan just able to beat people down with his staple gun. He's at 100 right now, actually. Not 80. Pretty wild. It's Gunnar back into the center of the lane over here. And Leo style, we have to adjust this one. Leo style a little bit ahead on CS, just like one or probably a couple ahead after he gets these couple of creeps underneath the tower here. Gunner's gonna have a pretty easy time once Leo style goes through all of his mana though. If he can't get the burst and kill Morphling, then it's you're always going to be out damaged by him, right? I mean, you've got 91 base damage here on the Morphling, and just with the low ping, with the attribute shift, Lena's not going to be able to finish you off until you hit level 6. Probably see an Aghanim Scepter got this game, so he's got more damage with his Laguna Blade.
Yeah.
I just can't kill Gunner anymore.
I like that idea, going for the Laguna Blade here on the Morphling. Going for the Aghanim Scepter for the Laguna Blade damage against Morphling.
Yeah.
It's just really strong. That extra damage really adds up. Now, one thing that I noticed here is from these side lanes, the Elder Titan can't really afford to leave bottom, and for this exact reason, we see Faceless Void just take a ton of damage here, and he knows he can't time walk it, so let's just wait it out. And if he does leave to go contest the side runes or go for a gank onto the Morphling, you know, the Faceless Void might die. Speaking of dying mid lane, Husky's rotating in, Gunner trying to bait it out. The LSA committed. I don't know if they have the damage for this. You have to get some pretty sick body blocks, and Husky just too big and dumb on the Ogre.
Come on, don't do your boy like that.
No, Husky's not big and dumb. Husky's a genius. It's just the Ogre. It's the chicken he's riding. Have you seen its eyes? The man's... It's insane.
All right, fair enough. The poor chicken forced into indentured servitude. He reminds me of Jerry at times. You know?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Bottom lane.
Bottom
lane MJZ.
I mean, he's going to take a lot of damage. And this is the thing, like, this combo is pretty sick. Stomp, not going to catch Brax. Does have another enchant totem in a few seconds. MJZ wants to build up these this damage, but I don't think you can do anything with it. Top lane, Axe falling super low, and this might be a kill going the way of Zoomers. It is. Huskies ends up, you know, redeeming himself from that mid lane scenario, grabbing the kill there. Ooh, the leap to get the salve.
Should look to their bottom tower.
That's pretty value.
Sammy boy,
Oh, what
he's a little bit
fissure
difficult.
block.
Not bad.
Oh, they might be in trouble, though. Now, enchant totem and aftershock level 2. They might try and turn this on the ET, but never mind. Don't chase after the ET. That guy hurts. Time dilation. Ocean has no spells available. Brax trying to just run away. He's going to snipe the courier. Yeah, okay. That is not what you wanted.
Kill MJZ here, to be honest with you.
He could if
He's baiting him. No, MJZ is going to die here. Watch this.
Fissure on top of the creeps. Oh, no, MJC.
That is why Brax is the best in the business, everybody. Gets the kill off on him with the neutral creeps. The guy's in the ground for 30 seconds rather than only like 2 or 3 that he would have gone down because of the neutral death. My God, this guy is good.
Do you see where Face's Void is right now? Do you see how far they pulled him away for 200 gold?
If only we could say the same for Ocean that we could for Brax.
Yeah.
They ended up bringing him down though. Ocean with an interesting build here. He opted to go 2 points we have some shot, 1 each at seal. I think that was to interrupt a potential. Ooh,
nice gank in the mid lane. Gunner, he's also. Oh, he hits the arrow. Slade and disguises it in the creep waves. Really well played. Ocean trying to find the kill on the Leo style though, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. Great 2 kills in mid lane. Fantastic rotation from those supports.
And I'm just still so impressed with what Brax pulled earlier. Right, Skywrath Mage's build this game. He actually opted to go 2 points in cuts of shot, 1 ancient sealed. I think that was just so we could interrupt the stomp coming out from Elder Titan. But because of that, he's got a lot less damage when he's trading with heroes, right?
Yeah, I mean, granted, concussive blast is a concussive shot rather scales very well. It does a lot of damage. The slow gets better and better, and the cooldown reduces by a pretty decent amount. So I do typically like the concussive shot build if you're planning on staying in the lane, you know, without having to spend too much money on regen. And that's what gives him these early boots. He doesn't have to buy, you know, like 4 mangoes and some clarities because he's spamming Arcane Bolt.
Yeah. And on the other hand, though, like if you spam out the Arcane Bolt, you have lots of like DPS and you win tons of trades. So you're much more mana efficient with the concussive shot and the Ancient Seal, but it makes it harder in scenarios where you need damage coming out fast.
Sammy is doing some serious damage to Sacred here in the top lane on this Sven. He is level 7. Ooh, there's a fight in the mid lane. Ooh, Leo style really far forward. Arrow does connect. They just got a chain stun him down, but no morph. And they take the Laguna. Everything on the mark. They take down Husky once again.
It looked like such a bad fight there for Leo style, but he managed to get out that arrow from Slade and definitely saving him from Gunner. Landed on the perfect target. 8-minute runes wins the 50-50.
You know, good players get good RNG, like we say here.
Absolutely. That was a very sick arrow there by Slade, definitely keeping Leo style alive and allowing them to turn that one around, in fact.
So Sven having a pretty good start. Mask of Death on the way. Then obviously the Mask of Madness. Echo Saber is what you go for. Faces Void just slightly behind. Like he could buy his Mask of Death right now, but for the most part, pretty even in net worth. And, you know, if you're a Faces Void, you can be pretty happy about that, I think. You do have to be careful about this Earthshaker, though. Eventually, you know, these 3 points in Aftershock become a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and this is what you were talking about at the start, right? I was worried that he'd max out Enchant Totem and just be able to time walk any damage that he did off, but that's not what Brax is doing here. He's maxing out the Aftershock, so we can keep that lockdown of the Faceless Void, which is a very smart way of playing this.
They just smoked behind tower, top lane, to give, I guess, Sammy Boy some way out as he just TP's bottom, but the Faceless Void's gone, so they're just going to go ahead and pop God Strength and switch towers.
Yeah, fair enough. It's I'm surprised that Axe hasn't managed to shove this tower down just yet. They'll probably get a little bit of harass off onto it here. Even though they've got the Bolus up on it, it's not going to matter. The tower only at like 300 HP right now, so they'll get the top tier one.
Dire should look to their top tower.
MNC just staying on target here.
Ooh, goodbye, Husky. Once again, his 4th death of the game here, and they're all coming from the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, Leo Style is going to be incredibly happy about this one. He's sitting at 1-0 and 3. Every time you try to rotate on this guy to try to shut him down, it does not end up favorably for you.
No small play police here. They both get towers.
Yeah. Not a bad trade. You committed God's Strength for that one on Sammy Boy because he knew it would be much slower otherwise. So smart popping that one there by him.
Look at Leo Style getting himself a regen rune. Super happy about that. He's gonna have a pretty decent timed Yule Scepter here now. Very good item just in general for catch. You can also just use it to interrupt that Earthshaker combo if Brax manages to get himself like a decently timed Blink Dagger, and I mean, he's less than 1,000 gold away, so we'll be seeing it coming out here relatively early.
Well, you've got you're more than a 500, you're like 700 net worth up on the Morphling right now, and Lina doing quite well in the lane. That's why they try to rotate heroes onto Lina again and again, but none of it has really paid off, has it?
Not at all.
In fact, they just lose heroes and the lead becomes even bigger. Sammy Boy's going to come down here bottom. Curious whether or not he's going to pop the God Strength. I think he will. Sacred, you're already dead.
Shadows take us.
Do they have detection, though? They don't.
Oh, in mid lane, Gunner's going to get chronoed as a result from Fog Arrow setup with the Stomp. LSA Laguna throw everything at this guy. A super botched gank from 4 Zoomers there.
Yeah, and Thunder Predator, beautiful gank there by them. You gotta have your detection when you're up against the Mirana. That was a bit of a rookie mistake. I think, you know, by 10 minutes, there's really no excuse. She's gonna be able to get herself the tome and get level 6, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They do have Dust on Husky, but, you know, no one else had it. Ocean not carrying us. He, I guess, at the time didn't have Dust or his Sentry, and you can see he loads up with both right now.
Too little, too late, though. I mean, you missed a kill on a very important hero. Now, Sammy Boy just continuing to farm out the jungle here. His Mask of Madness will make it so he's like always going to be ahead of this Faceless Void, who's not opting to go a Battle Fury build. Looks like Thunder Predator, they want to take this game as quickly as possible. He's just going to go for a Yasha directly after this Manta style.
I like this too because it makes me feel like he's just going to go the MKB build, which has had a lot of success in the jungle. There's going to be the Yule setup into Arrow, the LSA, but they're chasing after the Lina. They could be able to close this down. A huge ultimate comes in from Ocean, able to get that one. A 1-for-1, and you only lost Husky on this Ogre Magi, and he's only been the only, like, he's had, what, 5 of their 8 deaths, so I think you're pretty okay with this. Gunner going to chase after Sladen, leaping after leap. They do have a fissure into Arrow. We'll be able to set this up with ease, and that should be another pick off. So Gunner going to grab that one.
No, much needed kill to catch back up with Lina. Now only sitting, was it 700 net worth behind him. We're starting to create a bit of a lead there on Leo Style, but that death will slow him down quite a bit. He's not going to... He's just going to head right into the mid lane.
His blink, but they're all asleep. A huge Earth Splitter going to do some damage to Sammy, but they just can disengage with that Stormhammer on the backside. Ocean just TPs out. They're not going to catch anyone.
It was bizarre. I thought I saw Leo Style TP in the middle. I guess he went to the tier 2 tower because he's afraid about going too far up. I did miss it though. I was moving my camera around quite a bit there. So no casualties in that fight. It looks like all these heroes now rotating down to the bottom lane. We're about to see a huge engagement. The Ogre Magi scouting the hill though.
Oh, he gets the stun off just in time. Brax with the follow-up. His Blink Dagger's 50 gold off. Oh, they're just going to sacrifice the Ogre once again as he tanks the gank for his team. His 6th death of the game, but, you know, it's better than your Sven or your, especially in this case, your Shaker going down right before he gets that Blink.
Yeah. He's got it now. It's being flown out to him, so nice save there. And that was like best case scenario for 4 Zoomers in all honesty. Scouting out the gank coming up on top of the hill with the Ogre Manta. Just nice positioning there by Husky. This is a day in the life of the Pause 5 support though.
Oh yeah.
You die so your chorus can live.
Yeah, he's just a selfless guy. Really nice.
Unfortunately, the wealth will not ever trickle down.
Unfortunately not, especially not with Sammy Boy. He's not a share the wealth kind of person, I think.
No.
He's got that Echo Saber completed on the Sven, queues up the BKB, and then what will eventually be the Aghanim Scepter, which is incredibly useful this game. The Blink, the Echo comes out. They'll be able to grab the Lina, but a Yule's Deceiver. Sacred not going to be as lucky. Pulled down to the low ground, Leo style. Dies as well. 2 big pickoffs, and there's your Blink reveal from your Shaker. You knew it was coming. And boy, what a 2 good heroes to find with it.
And just like that, a number of engagements going the way of 4 Zoomers. I think finally, for the first time in 5, almost 10 minutes now, they've managed to take a net worth lead. It wasn't that, or XP and net worth lead. It wasn't that far in the favor of Thunder Predator before, but you were planning on playing this one a little bit faster against the Sven, right?
Yeah, that's the idea, especially with the build you're going for on the Faceless Void. He actually just goes back immediately for a BKB, which feels so bad as a Faceless Void, but he realizes in this game, like, Manta is not going to do what you want. Earthshaker will permanently stun you. You know, Skywrath Mage, yes, you can remove his silence, but you're still going to go down to all of these other stuns because you have a Morphling who's going to have an Axe. You have double Fissure, double Enchant Totem. Like, they can gap close you, no problem. It's going to become an issue for sure.
Yeah. Bottom lane here, 4 Zoomers. They're just sitting up here on this hill, waiting for somebody to rotate in to try and stop Brax's push, but Thunder Predator, they're not falling for it.
Husky. Oh, the blink call off the mark. Oh, man. He knew someone was up there. He was just trying to force a reaction and ends up getting to Sacred to reveal himself. So we'll see the rest of his team rotate pretty safely to the bottom side. Feel pretty okay about that.
Yep. They might finally, put somebody down there. Actually, just going to go for Roche here, MNZ. They take it incredibly fast.
I mean, they
a double damage on Lina.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see the DD rune. They know there's no Echo Slam. You do have the long-range Fissure, but they're going to go in, just destroy Sladen to begin this fight. And now, I mean, Aegis is taken. MNZ's the one who grabs it. Leo style, just running away, is going to be fine. Okay. Well sniped there by Thunder Predator.
They managed to sneak it just the cost of a single Sladen. It's not bad. They do lose their mid tower afterwards. They're forced to de-engage. Fall back there. But I think something that we're going to lose anyway. Sammy Boyd is way too scary to fight into now that he's got that God Strength. The tower was sitting a little bit low. When he gets this BKB, the game's going to be quite a bit harder here. Leo style, he's going to need to finish his Aghanim Scepter pretty soon.
MNZ, he's underneath Ward Sentry. He's got an Aegis, though, so you don't want to blow everything on this hero to begin the fight, especially with Sven in the top lane. It looks like Ward Zoomer is just going to disengage. All right, they will go ahead and get the D ward here in the jungle, knowing something's got to have vision on them if they're going to back like that.
Claw now picked up on Sven. Awesome find for him. Oh, no.
That's the first life of your morph, and they just back. That's the thing, this doesn't get easier until he has BKB. He's going to chrono the morph, but he's got the strength morph off. I don't think you have the damage for this. He's going to go ahead, turn himself into a Faceless Void, time walk a lot, then get the waveform. He's out. They will be able to get a nice blink capture from Sacred. The blink echo comes in, but there's the Yules to cancel it. They're trying to close the gap. You've got no Sven here. You're all by yourselves, Zoomers, and they will just TP out on Ocean. Brax, he's got to run Enchant Totem for a moment. Blink Dagger into, will he make it away? He does. Nice stun from Husky, but Sacred, he's going to blink on forward, grab the Ogre Magi, who once again throws his body to keep his cores alive.
Leo style, is he going to look for it?
Brax could potentially snipe Leo style here.
He could. They're waiting for Sven to come back in, though. Ocean's getting in possession. 4 Zoomers could just take this. Brax's positioning is too good. Here it comes.
Sammy boy, he's got an invis rune of all things. The cleaves. 2 heroes immediately got it. Faces Void, silenced up, running for his life, and it's not going to matter. Oh my gosh, 4 Zoomers play it perfectly. Sacred on the bottom, will be able to TP out now. MJZ on the run, pretty quick hero, but you can't really outrun this Earthshaker. Fissure on the mark. You will be able to waveform on over. Just trying to get in range for that Enchant Totem. Not going to connect. Stomp as well, but Dodged by Brax. He's running low. Nice concussive blast of stun. Sacred goes for the chop. He doesn't actually get it in time. Brax, he's got a blink. He can survive. No, Spirit Vessel comes out just in time, and it might find the kill. It's falling very low, going for the TP out. 6 HP. He ticks down to the Battle Hunger of all things.
Brax has dodged death too many times this game. Not this time, they say.
Again, for Zoomers, I mean, they're just got to disengage. They're losing heroes, and you do have the BKB completed on the Faceless Void. Now mid lane, Gunner doesn't decide to go for it on Sacred this time.
Roshan manages to finally get out, but overall, awesome play there for Zoomers, taking down so many heroes. Brax, if you let him go, you got to make sure he's long gone, not just hiding around in those trees. The guy has made some insane plays this game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, is they just opened with a melee range stun onto the Lina. He cleaved down the Mirana on the Echo Saber crit, and Brax stuns up 2 more heroes, like simultaneously. So instead of like him jumping on the Lina, he's able to focus on all these other heroes, while Sven just, you know, because of that Invis rune, is able to just take her down. An incredible Invis rune. I mean, that's like an MVP rune for sure.
I don't know. I'd say that Brax definitely set up that entire play, hiding inside those trees there. And
oh, absolutely.
Leo style, that was something he was afraid of. I mean, he cleared out the trees to try and make it so they would catch out any teleport, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He just wanted to see if someone's going to go for a TP out. He just get a long range fissure, stun them up, and then allow his team to initiate. But yeah, basically just this trump card for his team, hiding in the trees there. Now he's got the Echo level 2. It's back off cooldown. Sammy Boy about to have level 18, and he's closing in on the Ags, about halfway there.
Yeah. Farming up a pretty quick.
Chrono mid. He's got the Morphling at 800 HP as well. Stomped on down. Great find there from MNZ.
Regeneration.
That is the scary thing about Morphling this game, right?
Yeah, it's a very important kill as well. That one kill was worth almost 800 gold right there, and almost 1400 XP. He's working on his Aghanim Scepter right now, more, but I don't think you should be sitting at this much agility at any point when there's still a Faceless Void on the map when Chronosphere is up.
Yeah, I think he was just in the wrong spot, right? I mean, this camp here and this camp here are like the worst camps to farm, right? Because you can just immediately get ganked from the high ground and you have no vision. So I think he realized, you know, he's just not in a good spot. Sammy Boy committed God Strength bottom, does force the Moonlight Shadow. They lose their tier 2 top, but he's standing his ground. He's got a sentry behind him. There's a DD rune in the river that no one has spotted. Look at the circles being drawn by Leo style. He's like, guys, I know where they are. Don't go there.
They find the DD rune with the Astral Spirit, so that one's scouted out. Imagine somebody on Thunder Predator may go to pick that one up, but they don't want to be anywhere near that circle that was just drawn.
Yeah, Outpost's going to be swapped from both teams here, I imagine. Brax is going to ping out this rune and be like, hey, guys, this is pretty neat.
Hey, Sammy Boy, you know what's even cooler than God's Strength triple damage? Quad damage with his double damage rune.
That should just put on the Morphling. He's gonna have the Ags very soon, so this bottled DD rune is gonna coincide with that Aghanim Scepter, which I think we saw yesterday. What a DD rune Morphling with an Earthshaker looked like, or 2 days ago it was.
Almost 2,000 damage per with the auto attack and Enchant Totem.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like a 1,500, not 2,000. I'm overestimating it.
It was 1,600, and then he also had an Enchanted Quiver, so he had like a 1,900 damage nuke first auto attack.
Yep.
It was pretty neat.
A one-shot nuke on your auto attack. Yeah.
Hello. Let me introduce you to a different form of shotgun.
Yeah. The old, hey, how you doing? Looks like they're wanting to take a fight here on 4 Zoomers. I'm not sure you're going to be... They're set up decently here on Thunder Predator. With MNZ heading towards the top lane, this will be a favorable fight. He's going to need to turn around right away. In fact, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Sammy Boy and Sacred taunting each other here like, hey, you should totally initiate on me, I swear. It'll be fine. Just do it. Oh, man.
I'm just waiting for Brax to initiate into the one while they taunt each other. Him jumping in and saying, have you heard about the Church of the Cool, Calm, and Collected one? Knock on the door.
Knock on the doors. Hello. May I introduce you to the Church of
I've made
Quinn
my own
Callahan.
religion. Sacred. Sitting on top of this hill here. It looks like neither of these teams are going to run into each other. I think they're both just waiting for this potential Roche respawn. Once that's up, they're both trying to position themselves around the pit. And I think that could be like the game deciding factor here as well. It's going to be a fairly quick respawn,
Yeah.
only 45 seconds in total.
That's big. The thing is, we got to look at item timings here, right? You know, what are we dropping? A smoke. That's what we're dropping. You have the MKB not quite finished on the Faceless Void. Leo Style does have his BKB as well. Rana's got the Spirit Vessel, so about the same. The double BKB, though, is a big pickup for them. If they can find this Morphling hiding with the double damage, they're going to get the call, but he is strength morphing for the time being. Arrow, everything being thrown at him. He still manages to die.
That is just too much nuke damage. Laguna Blade and
Chrono to up
Arrows better clean
Sven.
up.
They didn't have to commit it before. He's pretty tanky. Has BKB and an Ags. This might not be what you want to do. The backside, he's going to be able to chase this out. Sacred goes for the blink call, but just getting shredded here. Brack's able to stun him in place. He commits the final Stormhammer. Interesting enough. Sammy Boy now needs to find some new targets to be able to stun down the Elder Titan on the other side of these tree lines. Gonna be safe. Oh, Husky. He just drops a sentry. Slayton realizing maybe I don't want to sit on this high ground.
So as good as their initiation onto the Morphling is, it doesn't matter. Sammy is terrifying. Gonna get the Stormbolt off.
Sees him for a second, but he gets the TP off. But Roche is alive. Gunner's up in 5. This is a potential time here for 4 Zoomers to try and work on this Roshan. No God Strength does slow it down for sure. Radiant, they do have a good ward here, scouting this rotation into the triangle. So Morphling, he's out.
And Husky, he picks out the Roshan. Unfortunately, the heroes are back up on Thunder Predator. They're going to have all 5 heroes in order to fight this. They don't have Chronosphere or Earth Splitter, but you don't have God Strength. So it's hard to say whether or not you want to commit for that one. It looks like they aren't going to. They're just going to try and find the heroes contesting the Roche here, holding the triangle.
So Morph has everything coinciding. He has the Morph Duration, the Aghanim Scepter, and Enchant Totem. So we're going to see him start doing some serious work here. They do get a nice ward sentry placed up here to scout this. Sammy Boy, he's looking for Axe. The stuns are in. They don't even need the Morph. All right, that's another big pickoff. Sacred dying twice, essentially. And they could force his buyback, but yep, they will.
Yep, arrow came out towards the pit, but I think it expired like right here, which is unfortunate.
No. Now the question is, well, do Zoomers have a smoke here to try and, if they take down Axe a 3rd time, his game is just over, right? Yeah, like he was trying to get to this Lotus Orb twice now, and he's lost close to like 1,000 gold in the last 2 minutes.
Allow me to finish that thought for you, my friend.
I was trying to think of another word that wasn't just over, but yeah, less good. Oh boy, let's look at these jungle items. We're going to see a Titan Sliver for the Morph and an Orb of Destruction for the Sven. The Radiant, though, got some good pickups as well. The Enchanted Quiver. They got their own Orb of Destruction and a Greater Fairy Fire for the Faceless Void.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Sammy Boy, he's going to get so terrifying once he finishes up this Assault Cuirass. I think they're just going to lack the ability to kill him. That's one of the issues that happened in the last team fight. They got the Chronosphere off in the Sven after he popped the Warcry. So
yeah.
He was mealing him down with another 50 armor. The fight could have been completely different if they managed to get him before that and take him down.
Both teams posturing around Roshan, just like you said, a DD Rune Ogre. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. Start slapping that Roche. Husky's tired of being told what to do. He's tired of being relegated to the support position. He's like, I'm going to do the damage now, guys.
I will not be the Jerry of this game. He's ready to hit. Okay, never mind. He hit the courier.
That's the DD Rune. Putting good work with it.
Play.
Actually coming into play here. Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise, the courier would have taken 2 hits, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could have gotten away.
Top lane's pushed in pretty far, and so is bot. 4 Zoomers will eventually have to respond to these, but again, either team is afraid. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the blink call. They're just going to go onto the Sven. I don't know if this is exactly going to pay off. The Laguna Blade, everything there. Never mind. He's dead. They got the control. They ran the numbers. They figured it out. And Husky, Yules following up with an LSA. An easy pickoff. They forced the buyback from that Ogre Magi. And, you know, they're going to start working on Roche, I think.
Yeah, buyback is available on Sven. He's got his BKB. He's got God's Strength. He doesn't want to commit this. He wants to finish that assault as soon as possible, but he might not have a choice here.
They don't Roche very quickly, apparently. And you do still have this Gunner Earthshaker, right?
Yeah, the Gunner, the double Earthshaker. Earthshaker fights amazing into a Roche pit, and the only thing scarier than that is 2 Earthshakers.
Yeah.
So they think better of it. I mean, everyone remembers, what was it, the $5 million, $6 million Echo Slam? You don't want to be a repeat of that. Yeah. It was almost 6.
Yeah. Both teams in here have sentries at the Roche pit, and they're just missing the enemy ward, which is really funny. So they just see them pick up that haste rune, so they know they're smoked up here at the top rune.
Money to burn.
Everybody just forced to play back, but they're all going to be playing, or one of the 2 teams at any given time is going to be playing around this Roche pit, right?
Exactly.
If they don't know that, okay, they probably see them in after this next creep wave. As soon as they see Gunner here, I imagine they're just going to keep it onto Roche super fast.
They can, yeah. They can for sure. I mean, this is the last wave. You have to leave this now. You cannot afford to continue to stay bottom. Unless you can get all the way to the base before they start the Roshan. And they do have the ward here to scout it, so they know no one's walked in yet.
This is This is really interesting to me. Everyone is staying out of vision other than Gunner. So if they move on to Gunner, they're punished for it, and they're still afraid to Roche because they don't know where the entire team of 4 Zoomers are. They're playing around their vision so well.
All right, they see them go in now, and it is now time for 4 Zoomers to respond. Gunner a little bit slow. Sammy Boy clearing up mid lane. The Roshan is starting to fall. Oh, you're right. Leo Style isn't here. He has to TP into the mid lane, and they realize that they're like, we don't have our like primary damage. Like Leo Style's damage in these fights from this Enchanted Quiver and the Crystals. They catch the Sven. Do they have the save? The BKBs come out. The Laguna Blade, the Earth Splitter. Sven, he dies again.
This time without the buyback. He just finished this assault cross, and they're going to know this on Thunder Predator. There's no way to get back to this fight. This time, it doesn't matter if you got the Earthshaker and the Morphling, I feel. You're still going to be able to take the Roshan. He might try to get in position on this with Brack, but I think you cut your losses and get back.
Yeah, you lose the Roshan here, and this is a big one. Aegis and Cheese, they've been trying to take these fights here, but Sacred's initiation and then the follow-up has just been too damn much. They don't have a way to keep them alive in these calls.
No, they need some sort of save for him. I'm not sure what it is. I mean, there's so much physical and magical damage coming out from the heroes on Thunder Predator.
I think Sven needs the status resist. I think he has to buy a Satanic like ASAP.
Yeah. I mean, they would have the option of getting themselves a E-Blade here on Morphling, but I don't think that matters. I mean, like I said, there's huge amount of magical damage coming out from Lena. She tossed the Laguna Blade onto him every single time. I'm not sure the E-Blade would really save you.
Yeah, and Leo Style's going this like heavy right-click damage build. You have an MKB already on the Faceless Void, which is what we expected to follow up this BKB. And you have a Daedalus coming out on Lena. So this hero is going to start hurting, doing a ton of damage in these fights.
Speaking of ton of damage, she's got a DD bottle, but I think she's saving it for the tier 3 tower here, this next team fight. The DD Daedalus is going to do so much the next fight here, Ricky.
Yeah, it really is. Brax slowly pushing out bottom lane, getting ready to back on out. I mean, this is looking so good for Thunder Predator. They're within 1,000 gold of 4 Zoomers, and the Sven is 5,000 gold almost. He's almost 5,000 gold ahead of your like actual carry. So when you have this much net worth and you're still managing to get these kills, it feels pretty bad. Looks like he's going to go for the Silver Edge and try and finish it so he stops getting called. It does give you a lot of stats, right? Silver Edge is a great stat item.
It gives you a lot of stats. It stops the axe's spins even if he does get on top of you while you are invisible. You'll get that first proc off. That'll reduce some of the damage that you're doing to yourself.
You fought badly.
Yeah,
but I think it's the fact that he has to position himself in front. I mean, we joke about it, but it's semi-serious. You need some sort of person to dangle in front.
You know, we talk about the danglers. It is the Sven this game. You know, it is actually the Sven this game. You can't have the Morphling or the Shaker up there. They're your re-initiation. They are building a Glimmer Cape finally on the Ogre, which will help out a lot. That is a great pickup. But you also, I feel like you just need like a mech or Guardian Greaves or something to help keep him alive. But they're just going, you know, they're going Silver Edges and Shadow Blades. Gunner, he's about to pick up an Eye of Scotty. Oh, he queued back for a BKB, it looks like. Oh, they managed to get the stun. They find Axe on the high ground in a perfect fissure block. That ain't gonna help.
Nice.
Sammy Boy just stuck here, being griefed by his Sven, or being griefed by Gunner.
I think that was Brax. Yeah, that might have been Brax who griefed him. No, that was Gunner.
It was definitely Gunner.
They're joking around. They're still confident enough they can win this while griefing each other.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this game going late, and you have Earthshaker Morphling, and I don't know if it gets better for Thunder Predator. I mean, they are at a very strong point right now. We did see Kits' Faceless Void the other day, which just 1v5'd an entire team. But I don't know if you have the damage on the Faceless Void this game to do it.
It's pretty rough for sure. I mean, Faces, he's going for the Scotty here. Man, I'm not sure what the play here is on 4 Zoomers. I think the later this goes, the better off you are thanks to the Faceless Void. So I'm going to have to disagree.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Faceless Void is a hell of a carry. I don't blame you. I mean, the backtrack at 25 is going to be massive this game.
The balanced time man always wins in the end.
Yes,
if the game goes late enough.
They have vision on the high ground here, so they do see MNZ walking over. Husky hiding in the trees like, please, sir. Leave me alone. There's going to be the Moonlight Shadow. Husky running for his life. You know, and TP the boys back to base. Skywrath Mage is out as well, so Zoomer's dodging another fight. But like you say, this favors Thunder Predator.
Yeah, the later this goes, the better off you are. I mean, yes, she'll have better tools for jumping on a Leo style in the back line. I think Lina doesn't take the Ultra Lake game that well, but Faces Void, he's amazing at it. Axe, he's also pretty good. I mean, Berserker's Call becomes a BKB piercing disable on a 3.2 second cooldown.
Yeah, that ability is really good.
Do you remember, what TI was it, 7? Where people were just building Refresher Orb on their Axe?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was sick. The smoke up mid lane. MNZ might walk right into them. Husky, he's going to get the... Oh, he's just not paying attention, but the Stormhammer over. Oh my god, the first life. A huge stomp coming in. Can they turn this around? Sammy, he's able to dodge Sacreds, but there's a huge chrono. They're going to turn it around. They got to focus one here, and it looks like it's going to be the Morphling. He gets the BKB up, but he gets permanently stunned. He morphs away. They lose the Faceless Void twice, and now Mirana, no HP left. They have vision on the high ground. Brax chasing after her, a Stormhammer onto the side, Leo style. It's a 5-man wipe for 4 Zoomers.
They turned it around just like that. That was in the middle of one of the most beautiful stomps into Chronos I've ever seen. They just didn't have the damage with Lina sitting there on the low ground. And now, I'm not sure they're going to be able to defend here. Lina buyback on cool, or doesn't have the money for buyback. Faces Void doesn't have the money for buyback.
You for sure get 2 lanes of barracks here if they don't try to end. Because, like, you can take mid and bot. They're going to hit the fort, but you can't stop a Morphling from pushing here, right? This hero does not care.
I think they're just going to go for end. You have so much damage here on the Morphling. You hit the racks. They might change their mind, just go for tier 4s, though.
Yeah, Sammy Boy heads bottom. Yeah, they're going to go for the 2 lanes, it looks like. The top lane, obviously, still protected. Oh, Gunner, he's pinging in. He wants to go for the
They know they don't have buyback now. They weren't sure before. Now they are. Sammy Boy, he's playing it safe, but I think he might change his mind in just a second here.
Yeah, you've got
if you change your mind,
BKBs
you
up.
need to do it. Come on, Sammy. Rest the team.
I mean, Sammy's just waiting on the side for a reinitiation. They want to try and zone out Sacred, make sure he can't get a call. Husky throwing his body. He gets it. The call comes out, but he misses. He tries to split the uprights, and it doesn't work. The throne in shambles as Gunner pops the BKB, and Zoomers take the game. An unbelievable turnaround.
Just like that. That's all it takes sometimes. The tier 3 tower is still up. They ended 4 Zoomers out of nowhere, and that game was looking so rough for them. But all it took was that one single team fight where they expended all of their ultimates there on Thunder Predator and didn't get enough.
I just saw Zoomers lose like 5 fights in a row to a great initiation from Thunder Predator. This time, yes, they blow up the Faceless Void. He has the Aegis, he has the BKB. They get a perfect Earth Splitter into Chrono, and Gunner lives with less than 100 HP. And it's just like, you threw everything. It's like the fight is just over. The Sven just chewed through everyone at that point. Oh my God. An incredible game number one. A great way to start off the playoffs, right, Nev? Like, oh my goodness.
That was a hell of a way to end that game, that's for sure. I really want to go back and watch that replay and look at every little thing that happened, because it could have been completely differently. Could have gone completely differently. If you take down Morphling, if you take down Sven, all you really need to do was get one hero inside that chrono, but they couldn't quite get their hands on anybody. Gunner's great escape there.
Yeah, pretty remarkable, to be honest. We'll be coming back with game number 2 here between 4 Zoomers and Thunder Predator. Obviously, this is the first series of the playoffs, so it is a best of 3 now. So if y'all are used to the group stages, buckle in. We got some sick games coming up. We'll see you after just a short break.